Hello, I'm Pamela Davis. Welcome to episode 194 of the Well Done Life podcast. Hello, and welcome back to episode 194 of the Well Done Life podcast. I'm your host, Pamela Davis. If you are new here, hey, how are you? Welcome. I hope you stay for a very long time and bring a friend. And if you've been here before, you guys know the deal. What's up? I love you deep. Thank you so much for continuing to support me on this journey. I wouldn't be here without you. I want to thank you for the people that you've brought here, and I hope that you will bring more. Before we get into this week's episode, I want to be really foundational. It's very important to me because I want to make sure that you understand what we do here in this safe space, this house that we are creating. We are built on a very strong foundation of two very important things, and that is clarity and love. Clarity is really straightforward. I just want to make sure that you understand that the Well Done Life is the brand that I created because I believe in the power of women. I believe in us having spaces where we can share our stories authentically. I want to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly of it all, because I really do believe that we are what we need. Thus, sharing our stories gives us an opportunity to heal, an opportunity to be inspired, an opportunity to grow, an opportunity to learn. And so I hope that by me sharing the vulnerability of my experiences with you, that you see that there are steps that you don't have to take. Because yes, I do not want you to make some of the same mistakes that I have made. I hope that you will learn from them, actually. I want to see that you hopefully will be inspired because, hey, if I can do it, you can too. Like literally, it's not about being better than anyone else. It's about standing in my truth authentically so you can see, you know what, if she made it, I can make it and I can learn from her. That's really what this is about. And so that's why I like to share my story and also the story of other amazing women in this space who are creating content, who are sharing their story, who are coaching and motivating and inspiring. There are so many amazing spaces that women occupy. And we need to be able to create space for each other to sit down and shine, to sit down and talk, to sit down and heal. So that's what the Well Done Life is about. It's about giving us as women space to heal, to grow, to learn, to communicate, and build together. So welcome. And I hope you will stay for a very, 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 very long time. And then that leads me into my other foundation, because that other foundation is why I do what I do. I am a sucker for love. I believe in love. I love love. And so to me, everything that we will do in this space is rooted in love. And with that love, it's very important to me that every week I show my love to you by sending you prayers. I really do believe in the power of two or more people coming together in prayer, because I believe that our prayers are magnified. So I am sending you prayers and love and energy this week of clarity. You know, again, the streets are wild. We've been talking about it. I've talked about the political season and everything that we're seeing. Like, it is real out here right now. And so we really need to all get extremely clear about our values, about our goals, about the people that we surround ourselves with, the steps that we are taking. You can't afford to be in the middle anymore. You got to make a decision and make the best decision for yourself, but also make it a goal to not do any harm with that decision. Think about how other people will be impacted by the nature of how you communicate and how you move. Because yes, everything has a ripple effect. And so I need you to be very clear, very intentional about yourself, about your energy, about your time, about your company. Get clear with it and use that clarity, which is my next prayer, to be able to move with decisiveness. Yes, you do need to move with decisiveness. You need to be able to move with decisiveness, authority. You need to stand on business about how you feel about things. Because again, riding the middle is not going to work anymore. Believe me, it's easy to want to ride the middle. You know, we all want to just keep it neutral and fair. That's fine. But remember, you still are going to have to make a decision. And even if you don't want to communicate your decisions, because whatever that is, that's really personal to you, you still got to know where you stand in the grand scheme of it all. And so you want to make sure that you, again, are being very authoritative about your decisions. Stand on business about it. Because in this days and time, you can't afford to hide. And you can't afford to hide from yourself. Because a lot of times I see people, I interact with people sometimes, I notice that people are making decisions out here and they are not standing on business for themselves. They're making decisions and not being authoritative because you are concerned about how everybody feels. And sometimes you have to understand somebody may not agree with what you do. Somebody may not understand how you're moving. All that matters is that you understand and that God understands, because those are the only people that can judge you. Only God can judge you, not me, not anyone else. But when you're going to stand out there and make your decision, stand with your chest held out, stand with it poked out, know that you are standing on truth, know that you are standing on principle, and be authoritative and clear about how you are moving going forward. I'm also praying that as you are being clear and authoritative going forward, that you are taking moments to surround yourself in love. Because again, with everything that we are facing in life, and life is going to continue to do what it does, you need to be surrounded in love. You need to make sure that you are pouring into people the way that people pour into you. Lead with love, be loving, because you are the abundance that you seek. The energy that you give out is exactly what you give back in. And if you are noticing that you may be in a deficit, it might be time to make some adjustments to how you're moving and what you're seeing. Are you being clear? Are you really being authoritative? Those are things that you have to ask yourself. Because in this season of life, with everything doing what it's doing, I will say one thing that I have recognized recently and I've learned: I'm happy. I am so happy right now. Like, it feels so good. Even though life is doing its thing, I am so happy. And I'm happy because I'm rooted in love right now. I'm really allowing the love that is surrounding me in every aspect of my life to come back. And I'm giving it out and getting it back in, and it feels so good. And that doesn't mean that life is perfect. It's not the holy magic button to perfection, but it is a magic button to being able to get through. And you know what? In situations and times like this, sometimes you just have to focus on being able to get through. So I hope that, like I said, you're moving clearly, you're moving with authoritativeness, that you are surrounding yourself in love. And like I said, be the love that you want. Be the love that you need. Don't just be a receiver, be a giver, because it is reciprocal. And in this time, it is a time of reciprocity. So again, I want you to be clear. I want you to be authoritative. I want you to be surrounded in love. And I also want you to be surrounded in energy of planning. I do. I want you to be a planner right now. I want you to be very strategic about what you need to accomplish. I do. You need to put the plan together. You need to have a plan. If you do not have a plan, you are planning to fail. That's what they say. And I don't know specifically what your goals are, but it is in my spirit that I need to tell you that it is time for you to put a plan together. You know what you have been sitting on. You know what you want to do. And you keep looking on the sidelines, telling yourself that this isn't the time. Baby, if it's not the time now, when is it going to be the time? I mean, there's no perfect season to get out here and get in the game. Your voice, your action, your intention, your energy, your love, your creativity is needed in this cycle right now. So give yourself the space, give yourself the room to believe it and go out here and achieve it. I know, didn't that rhyme? That sounded so cute, but it's really true. I mean, like, it is that time, because time is not waiting for anybody anymore. Like, time is moving. I mean, we are already in August, and I feel like I can already say that it's like the end of August right now. And we're only like on the third day of it. I mean, it's moving fast. So I really want you to understand that the time is now. There is no better time like the present in order for you to craft your future. So if you have something in your spirit, it's time to start working on it. It's time to start putting the plan in place and working towards your goal and execute it. There is never going to be a season moment that is going to be even better than it is right now. So go for it, because life is still going to life and excuses are still going to be out here. So you got to figure out where you are on the journey, and you have to decide that now is the time. And you got to go out here scared, afraid, broke, whatever it takes, because when it's for you, it's for you, and everything will align. You'll be surprised. You can turn $50 into $5,000 in a matter of moments. You just have to go out here and believe in you. So go out here and believe in you. And if you fail, learn the lessons from the failure and do it right the next time. But the fact that you did it means that you have no reason to allow someone else who hasn't done a thing to tell you about you not doing what you need to do or about you failing. Nobody can say a thing to you because, again, remember, only God can judge you. Only you can judge you. Make the decision not to judge you. Make your decisions to do what God has placed in your heart. This vision that you've been sitting on, this goal that you've been sitting on. Now is the time. Yes, in this season of craziness and chaoticness and happiness and love, now is the time to go get it. So go get it. So again, those are my prayers for you this week. I hope you can feel my love and intention for you because yes, we are in that season. Like I said, I feel it like this is a time for us all to go out here and get it, to be surrounded in clarity, to be surrounded in love, to go out here and stand on business about us and get these goals done. So go get it. Go get it. So I am recording on Saturday, August the 3rd at 5:16 p.m. And it's funny because I am actually going to share an episode that I recorded earlier with another guest with you guys. So yes, I have a guest that I am so excited to share because the timing of this conversation is perfect because I know I have been spending a lot of time talking about my upcoming event on August the 24th, the Reset, which I'm super excited about. We are in the countdown mode for it. We are approximately, as of this recording, 21 days away from the Reset. And the Reset is a one-day experience that I have curated for women. And it is going to be focused on 4 main pillars, which are mental health, physical health, financial health, and building community. And I have curated a group of thought leaders, influencers, experts in all of these areas for us to take time to pour into each other intentionally. And so I'm very excited about it. My kickoff speaker for the mental health panel, the opening speaker actually for the event is Yasmin Cheyenne. She is the author of The Sugar Jar, as well as Wisdom of the Path. And she is an amazing thought leader in regards to mindfulness, intention, meditation. She's a yogi. She's amazing. And so I am very excited about having her as well as doctors and other influencers and other business leaders in the community here to sit down with all of us and talk about actionable things that can help create change in your life in those 4 areas in the next 60 days. Because this is a time of luxury. It's going to be at the Wave Lake Nona Hotel here in Orlando, which is a beautiful resort. We will have amazing swag, good food. Yasmin is giving everyone a copy of her new book, Wisdom of the Path. We have resources. It is just going to be an amazing time of intention, and it's intimate because this isn't about gatekeeping. This is about healing. This is about moving to the next level. Because when I was on my face, I said I had to do it this way because when I needed that, I didn't have that. So I am creating what I needed when I was hurt so that I can create space for women to create actionable change in these areas in 60 days or less. So honey, I promise you, it is full of intention. It is full of energy, and you will walk out of there with tangible tools that will help you create actionable change in 60 days or less in those 4 core areas. And so I am very excited about it. And so as a part of that, I have been spotlighting all the speakers and talking about all of the intention and some of the goals and their purpose and how we got started. But I really wanted to share this conversation that I had with Brandis Rawls. Brandis Rawls, or BMO Raw, as she is known, is just an amazing woman. I happened to have a chance to see her. I went into an event not too long ago called Spring Into Leadership from Vantage Point Coaching. And I'll put Vantage Point coach, Demetria Hill Sloan's information in the show notes. She's actually going to be speaking at my event. So I'm so grateful that I get a chance to have an opportunity to spotlight her as well on my platform and share her. But she brought Brandis in, and Brandis is amazing because she is so raw, so real, and she really is at a key point in time for me. And I think for a lot of us, because with everything that we have been experiencing this year, it's time for a reset. this is actually like the perfect time, if you think about it, to check in, because normally you're like in the halfway point of the year. We're like that half mid end point of the year, where it's time to check in and see how we're doing against our goals. What areas we really need to focus on. What do we need to be a little bit easier, a little bit harder on ourselves? What do we need? Well, Brandis is here to tell us what we need, and we need to kind of get a little realer. We need to get a little raw in this situation. So I'm very excited to talk to her and share her with you. We're going to talk about her book, also The Grand Celebration, which I'll have listed in the show notes, all of her information. So I can't introduce her any further because, honey, you just have to experience her. That is the best way to tell it. So if you guys will sit back and relax, I will have Brandis with you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Greetings, blessings, everyone. I'm Brandis Monique Rawls, affectionately known as Be Mo Raw. It's a name and a directive to be more real, more authentic, more willful with your life, because it's your life, right?
Yes.
And I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Oh, I had to talk to you because, like I said, just from seeing you at the Spring into Leadership event, and you were talking about your book, The Grand Celebration, which I have here. I was like, we have to talk, because you are just so authentic with who you are. And that is such a struggle for women, Black women in general. So I was like, no, we need to have this conversation, because I need to make sure my audience understands that there's this woman who is totally out here advocating for us to be more raw, because literally we need to be more raw. So let's kind of get into it.
I've never met a person in life that couldn't stand to be more raw.
Me either, even though I have to admit that's not kind of like the way that we are all, I hate to say, we're not raised to be more raw. I wasn't raised to be that way. Mm-hmm. And so I guess kind of kicking it off, how did you find your rawness?
It actually came in protest, in finding myself and recognizing that, no, you know how you dig into yourself, you learn about your name and all of this, and this moniker, Be Mo Raw, came up, and I, in my life, was feeling stifled. And I felt like it was a message that was given to me personally to give to the world. I'm like, oh, this is who I am. Right. Be Mo Raw it is a directive, and that is how I have learned how to live in my own light. Because I was told, it was literally written on my body.
Okay.
Like, be Mo Raw, baby.
How was
and
it
it's in protest of, like, you know, when you're a child, yes, and you have to do what your parents say.
Yes.
And my parents are very strong, very structured. I had a very structured childhood. They were both educators. They are both educators. Mm-hmm. And it was, this way is how it's going to be. Now, my mom gave me a real nugget that stuck with me through life. She said, you don't have to like it, but these are the conditions right now. You can change the conditions, and then you could do what you want. Oh, that was
all you needed.
Gotcha, ma'am. Thank you. And I will happily live under this rule for as long as this rule lasts. But she made it clear that this rule won't last always. You don't always have to do this. You can do what you want when you want, if you prepare for it.
Have you always... and I love that. And I was going to say, have you always, when your mom told you that when you were younger, was that always how you navigated through life, even as you became an adult? Like, how did you preserve that in yourself? Because, you know, I hate to say it, like, you get beat down sometimes by experiences. So how were you able to stay that way through your experiences?
You always have to come back to yourself. Mm. Always have to come back to yourself. And if I'm letting somebody beat me up and I look at myself in the mirror, I'm not being more raw. I'm not myself.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was a blessed advantage for me. But it is, I always say I'm unique. I'm not special. There are 8 billion people on this earth. And we are all unique, but we all have to live our own life. And I feel like that is a message anybody can use. Anybody, everywhere. It is your life. You have to live it raw for you. For you, what is real to you? What is authentic to you? What is your will? It ain't mine. I don't prescribe anything. I can't tell you what to do with your life because it's your life. Just like you can't tell me what to do with my life, baby, because it's my life.
Exactly. But were you always so willing to share what you do with your life?
No, not willing to share what I do with my life. I've always been adamant about keeping what is mine to mine. Yes.
Okay.
But I have not been apt to share with people that I see that it's their life too. Mm-hmm. That's new.
What happened to create that newness in you?
Watching people not live their life. Watching people that I love not live their life and lose their life without having lived their life.
Oof. Yeah,
it's heavy, baby. It changes you. I watched my best friend get diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer. Diagnosis in June, deceased in January.
Wow.
6 months. Life is not promised to you. There was an urgency that happened to me. That broke my heart. It broke me right on open. And then right after that was a succession of deaths of people very close to me. Like my best friend died. The next year, her daughter died. And along with the triad of friendship, there were the 3 musketeers. 2 of the musketeers died within a year of each other. And it is, I don't want to sound morbid, but their deaths gave me life.
Yeah.
It was a stark reminder, and our universe gives you messages. They might not be pretty, and that wasn't a pretty message to receive, but I heard it.
Yes.
And I learned and I listened. You got to listen to when God talked to you.
Yes.
And what I heard was, you can't let people do that. You can't let people around you not live their life because you don't know when it's going to end.
Amen.
And all I got to do is share the message. Now, what you do with it from then is on you, because that's the initiation. I give you this is the initiation. What you do with it then is on you. So I don't worry about it then, but I got to give the message.
I understand that. I do. Because it sounds to me like you feel like, obviously, from what you saw with all your friends passing away and those people that you really love dying, do you feel like it became like a conviction, like a part of your testimony?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because it's part of my experience. It's part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And that experience in my life taught me that you have to share the gifts you have. Yes. And you have to share them now.
Yeah.
Because you aren't promised another time. There's not I don't mean to have a sense of urgency, but it is a little urgent.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
It is.
Because we don't know, in the next 5 seconds, this whole earth could blow up. We don't know. No. But if I have taken every opportunity that presented itself to me to share that it's your life and you deserve to live your life the way you want to live it, I'm all right.
I love that. I feel like that's like a perfect tee up to obviously how you got to. Was that the motivation then for the grand celebration, your book?
Yes. I wanted to take all these feelings and write them down because at heart, I'm a philosopher. Mm-hmm. This Be Mo Raw philosophy is not just Be Mo Raw, it's your life. I've created all of these isms. Mm-hmm. I said my parents are educators, right?
Right.
So they have a wonderful knack of condensing a whole lot of information into just a short phrase. That's why I feel like I'm as smart as I am, because I can pull these things. And this technique I used in these philosophies to develop the raw-isms. Mm-hmm. And the raw-isms are bite-sized knowledge nuggets, like nuggets of truth that you can use and pepper anything. Mm-hmm. Like, it's your life. You can use it in any situation. It's like Bernie Mac did with motherfucker back in the day. It's a noun, it's a verb, it's an adjective. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if somebody's arguing with you and you don't feel like arguing anymore, it's your life.
Yeah. And you can just shut it on up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Someone wants to put the blame on you for something that they've done. No, baby, it's your life.
Right.
And that's different meanings, right? You heard the different, because it's your life. And at the end of the day, it's your life.
Yes. And I think a lot of people get hung up on that or saying that to someone else because it's like you feel, I don't know, I feel like this guilt that you feel like saying that, especially to someone that you love, that you see is just making the mistakes of life. And then you have to just tell them because you're trying to protect your own mental health.
You have to.
It's your life.
Yes.
But that guilt, how do you circumvent that? How do you avoid those guilts?
It's your life is a definition of your sovereignty. Right?
Mm-hmm.
People have to live their life. You cannot live anybody else's life. And if you try to live someone else's life, you're trying to control their life. You can't control anyone's life. They get to make those mistakes. They get to be that mess that you see. And what if the blessing of that mess is such that you don't have to make the same mistake in your life? I was having a conversation a few months ago with someone who wants to eradicate drug use. We have to save all the crackheads. No, you don't. You don't have to save all the crackheads. The crackheads want to be crackheads. And you know why? Because it's their life. And they get to choose. They get to choose. Now, if they want help, they get to choose that as well.
Right.
And you be right there. You scoop them up. You get them. But it's their life. And if they choose to smoke that crack pipe right there and never move ever a day again, never move again, that is their choice. That is their right. And you have to honor that. You have to honor that. And that is love. You have to honor other people's decisions, no matter how crazy you think they are.
I totally agree with you. And like when we had our pre-call, we had talked a little bit about like grief and how it has affected. And I know for myself, that is part of my grief journey with my brother passing recently because he had a long history of substance abuse and alcoholism and all those things. And it had gotten to that point where I did the same thing. I said, it's your life. Like I stopped preaching. I was like, I spend so much time preaching and yelling and cussing at you that I was like, I'm making myself sick. Yes. And I can't do that anymore. But I know that was not an easy thing for me to figure it out. It
is not an easy thing to figure out because we love people.
Yes.
And in this society, we often confuse love and control.
Okay.
And I love you, so I want you to be safe. And I know you're going to be safe if you do what I tell you, because I know I want to protect you because I love you. But that's not love. That is control.
Yes.
That is fear.
Yes.
That is fear. And I don't want you to put your fear on nobody else. I don't want to put my fear on anybody else. I have to look at it though. I got to be a witness. I can't turn my back on them now.
Right.
I'm not going to turn my back on you, but I'm going to allow you to make the decisions and I'm going to watch. And if you want my help, I will be there. But I'm not going to step over your line into your life because then I've left my life and I'm joining your life. But it's your life. And you're the only one there. I'm the only one in my life. Yeah. Everything in my life is about me. This conversation is about me. This conversation in your life is about you. And everything we're talking about is about you. Does that make sense?
That totally makes sense. I really feel like that was a collection plate passing moment, personally. I really do. Like, I really feel like we should have passed a collection plate on that because I instantly want to ask you. Because as someone who is on the journey to healing and I've done a lot of work and all those things, how do you get to that point? Because you are you're so real, you're so authentic, you're so willful about yourself. What happened in your life that made you feel like, you know what? I have to put me first. Like you truly sound like you are putting you first.
I am convicted because, let's go back to childhood, love. I am loved, baby.
Yeah.
And I just said that love and control are often misconstrued.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what I experienced as a child was love, but was also control. My path was laid out for me. There were no chains and coercions and corporal punishment. I wasn't, held up, but everything was laid out for me the way it was supposed to be. And that supposed to be felt like a prison to me.
Mm.
If we always do what we're supposed to do, we do what we, and I did it for years. I built a career, a 20-year career, eking out my own joy, but still in the bounds of the control.
Okay.
And after all of these deaths, before all of these deaths happened, the first death knell of breaking out of the control was I got fired for the first time ever in my life. Oof. At age 39.
Mm.
And I sat back and I was like, oh shit. My identity had been tied so much to the control.
Yes.
And now it all fell down around me. And I sat there and I was like, oh, wait, I've got to find another job. I've got to get back on it because I failed. And I'm like, wait a minute. In that grief, because I died then, who the fuck am I? Really, who am I? I realized I was in a prison. And I refused to go back. That in that grief, in that sitting down and wondering what to do with life, is when I heard my friends. We would hang out and they'd be like, man, she get loose. She be more raw, baby. She gonna tell you what's real. She gonna tell you what's real, raw as it come. And I'm like, that has always been who I am. Let me dig more into this. Let me cultivate this section of me because it's lying dormant. It's been there. I ain't never changed. But you turn the different volumes up.
Yes. Yeah. Because it's like you're going through society. I mean, let's all be honest. We've all been in those phases of life because it's like you said, it's like a blueprint. Like you're going to go to, I know for me, it was go to college, get a good job, get you a house, get you a good car. Like it was like a boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And you're right.
And I checked all the boxes, baby.
Girl, I could imagine.
I was living the dream. And then I was like, whose dream is this?
Right.
What is this the dream? Because I don't know. I don't know if this is the dream. This ain't the dream. It can't be the dream if the dream was able to be broken so easily. I sat back and thought, in all of that time, it only took one conversation for my whole world to change. Oh no, we're not gonna do this. That's not safety. It is the illusion of control.
Right.
That ain't control. You don't control shit.
That part. That part.
All you control is you. And that is what I started to focus on. All I can control is me. That's it. That's it.
I think it's great that you got that at 39. Because if I think about it, a lot of us, I have to admit, I lost my job for the first time also in my 30s. But I see now, as society is changing and structures are changing, people are going through this like in their 40s, their 50s.
And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for when I got my initiation.
Yes.
I'm grateful.
When you hit that point and you realize that maybe you didn't define yourself for yourself, and what was that journey like for you coming out of it? It
was fun. It was fun because now I get to discover who I am. I took, and I built a course around this. It's called It's Your Life. And it's just a series of questions, ponderances. Okay. By the time you answer all of these questions honestly with yourself, you're a different person. What do you like? No, what do you actually like? What is the thing that you don't tell people you like? Right? Because you got to dig all of that up. And what I found was Brandis Monique Rawls. I found a historical figure that's going to be the next book. I Am Brandis, because baby, the maternal lineage is, whoa, I'm telling you, magic.
I love that.
And then I got to dig down into the things I like. I like organization. I like color. I like art. And I got to explore these things deeper. And what I found is you can create whatever life you want because it's your life. Yeah. And I want my life to be full of color, full of meaning, full of spreading that on everybody else. I want to have enough joy that wherever I walk to, something get on you.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes. And your joy is like that because it does. And I love that about you.
I want to get some on you.
I love that. Did you ever, when you were doing that and figuring out that that was how you wanted to live your life, did you ever have a moment of doubt?
Every day. Girl, I doubted this today.
Really? Just see, doubt doesn't seem like it exists for you anymore. So I know I'm acting like
it exists, but you got to remember that shit ain't real. You got to define what's real. Yes. And that doubt, to me, doubt expresses itself in my body as little flutters in my stomach.
Okay.
And that is your body keeping itself safe. Your body is an evolutionary marble. And all its job is to do is stay alive.
Yeah.
To hold this soul that you got in there. And that body is going to send off the alarms. And you got to decipher if it's a real alarm or not. So that doubt, that fear, it all exists. And I got to decide, is this a real threat? Or is this just my body trying to keep itself alive? Because we had to thousands and thousands of years ago, that little butterfly in your stomach was a leopard around the corner that's coming to get you, child.
Yes.
You feel that. You feel these unseen forces. And we still feel them because we're ancient beings. But we're also very modern. We live in a modern society that does not have those threats. And now the threats are in your mind.
Yes.
So you got to decide what's real in your life. Because you could... like my father lives with the worst anxiety, but he calls it a stomach ache.
Oh.
But that's his reality. That's his reality. And I've tried to tell him, Daddy, you just need to, no, it's his life. I, though, have to see it, though, so that then I can make better informed decisions in my life.
Yes.
Because I'm not finna be sitting right here with anxiety. I'm going to decipher these clues that my body's giving me.
I love how in tune you are with yourself. Like, I want to ask this question, but I'm like, I might go back to it. I think I'm going to go back to it because, like, right now, you are speaking to your fears. Obviously, you are truly aware. And I know last time we talked, when we had our little pre-call, mm-hmm. I was asking you about, the iteration of you, because I was saying everyone that I feel like Brandis needs to be a podcaster and like come out here because she really has so much energy and she's so real and raw and funny. Like she's naturally got amazing comedic timing. And remember when we first talked, you were like, yeah, I'm putting it out in the atmosphere that I'm going to be out here being able to do comedy and stuff. So, of course, I want to dive into how that intention is gone, because now how are you speaking to your fears as you, ma'am, are about to embark on this journey?
I have an amazing story about that.
Yes.
So after that call, I told you we were doing Creation Through Couture, an event, a manifesting event around the new moon.
Yes.
In New Orleans at Set a Spell Vintage Couture. Check it out. Amazing. Amazing place. That's actually where our event is today for the full moon. So at the new moon, we're creating through couture, and we spoke our intentions. We're manifesting the things that we want, because a rawism is you speak your life.
Yes.
And I believe where two or three are gathered, there's the magic, there's the spirit, So you got to say it out loud, say it so somebody else could hear it.
Yes.
And so we went there and we had this activity where we described what we would be wearing when we achieved a milestone event in our life. My milestone event was I just finished filming my first comedy special, and I'm at the after party. What do I have on? Ooh, baby. And I went detailed with it, because if you could see it, then the universe know what to make for you, you know?
Yes.
So I had on these long robes. It was like Jennifer Lewis, but Wonder Woman, because I had these little cuffs and whatnot. I'm describing it, right?
That's right.
And it was a great event. We had a good time. We went down the way to have some dinner and drinks afterwards. And we just talking to people, because it's New Orleans. We out, we having a good time. Yeah. And run up on Geneva Joy, a comedian in New Orleans, the founder of the Black Girl Giggles Comedy Festival that is running concurrently with Essence Festival. That is this weekend. In that conversation, she invited me on stage, and I'm like, "Good, I know you lying." Like, I just did this week. Our event ended at like 6:00. It's 8:30. Baby, manifestations. Time is not okay, right? And so I'm thinking she lying. I'm like, nah. But I'm interested in going to the comedy festival because I love comedy. So I show up to the Saturday events. At the first show, she was like, "You get on stage, second show." I was like, whoa. And I got on that stage. I got on that stage that Saturday night, and I did me a tight 5. She put me up first. I was like, boom, boom, done. Baby, because you speak your life. And was I scared? Yes. Did I go into the bathroom and have a little stomach issues beforehand? Yes. Yes. It doesn't matter, though.
No.
Because you speak your life, and you can do these things. And that fear, that doubt in my body wasn't real to me. It ain't real to me.
Right.
Because I get to decide. You might call it delusion. I don't care. It's my life.
Yeah.
You speak your life.
I love that. So how did it go? How did you?
Baby, I did that. It was a comedy and burlesque show.
Oh,
and
nice.
So I had a risque story to tell. And I told that story, and it was amazing. And the people laughed. I was like, I'm really doing this shit.
Yes, girl. You are hilarious. You're like a storyteller. You don't want to hear this risque story, right?
It's on YouTube, baby. I'll send you the link.
Okay. Yeah, send me the link. Okay, send me the link because I want to see it. Guys, I will make sure I link it because we all love a good risque story. Let's not play.
Not suitable for work.
Ooh, that's even better.
But then that gave me inspiration because on this past Tuesday, I went down to New Orleans and got on an open mic stage. And you know what that means? That means my dreams are coming true.
Yes.
Because you still got to do the work. I mean, it's still your life. You just do what you feel like you could do. Just do what you do. And it's going to come to you. I have found in my life, I give an inch and baby, I get 17 miles seem like.
I love that. That's exactly how it's supposed to be though.
That lady showed up with that opportunity. I could have let her pass by. And my dream is still going to come true, but I might have taken a little longer or I might have taken a different route. Because I also believe that what's for you ain't going to miss you.
Mm.
What's for you ain't going to miss you. Now, if you miss it and it don't come back here, it wasn't really for you. You might, what's for you ain't going to miss you. And that lady, I didn't believe that lady on that Wednesday. I didn't believe her. So I didn't prepare a set. I didn't. And then she was like, no, I was for real. You better stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. That's another lesson.
Amen.
You just got to listen as you're going through life at the lessons. Baby, we get all these lessons, all these blessings all the time. And that's why when I get one, I make it a little saying so I don't forget.
Yeah.
Make it a little, what's your little ism? How you don't remember this? How you going to remember this lesson?
Yeah.
It's your life. You speak your life. Be more raw. These small nuggets. Get you some. Take mine. Spread them far and wide. I'm going to create me a little card deck. I want to make little pieces of art with these isms on it for people to just give away.
I think that would be great because I'll be honest, I'm looking at your book, The Grand Celebration, and I'll make sure I put a link to it in the show notes. And guys, it's a very quick read. Mm-hmm. And actually, I was thinking, this seems to me like something you could read, I'll be honest, if not weekly, monthly, because sometimes if you're trying to put yourself in an intentional mindset, you need to go back. Like when I was trying to learn how to speak manifestation, I would go back to the 4 agreements and The Secret once a quarter because I was trying to change my mind. And because I feel like that's what your foundation is. That's what this book is about. It's really about understanding the power of you. The power of your words, the power of your energy, the power of your thoughts. And so you kind of have to keep yourself protected
Yeah.
all
And
time.
it's also about changing your habits,
Yeah.
because it is now a habit for me to think this way.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't always there's always a rawism for something. Like if I'm
Right.
going through, I'm like, oh, that's this.
Yes.
And it's about changing changing habits takes some time. You got to repeat yourself.
Yeah.
You got to repeat yourself. Ain't that what the teachers tell you? That's why you repeat your multiplication tables and you repeat these things so you could put them down in your lower memory so that you could use your higher thoughts for actual strategy in your life. Because you already got the basis. You already know what's your life. You already know you speak your life.
Absolutely. It's just, I think sometimes when things don't go the way that we want them to, when it doesn't initially pop off that way, we get a little discouraged. And I was going to say to you,
just repeat your isms.
Yeah.
Just repeat them because they ain't going to fail you, baby. That's truth. You know that's real. I use them as kind of a what you call the thing where you're floating and you're holding on.
Oh, yeah. Like a little floaty or something.
You're a little floaty. Like this storm is heavy and I'm going through it, but I know it's my life. And I'm going to get through it. I know I'm going to just hold on because it's my life.
I love that you have that attitude because like I said, sometimes the storms of life get very heavy. And how I always wonder, when people are so positive and so focused, what do you do to nourish yourself? Like, what are you doing right now to nourish your spirit and your soul?
But it's not really always positive because I just said that was a floaty.
Right.
Baby, I know I'm going through it. I know shit get crazy. Yeah. All I got to do is hold on to that floaty though.
True.
Like I'm being thrown and tossed and shit is crazy. But I got my floaty.
So your floaty
that's
is
not really positive. Like it's not positive. I know it's things gonna hurt. Things hurt. But if I'm holding on to this floaty, I'm not dead. That's it. I just can't die. Everything else I can figure out.
And see, I think that's
all my body is trying to do.
It's just figure it out and live.
Just trying to keep you alive. As long as you don't die, we can do something else.
Amen. And see, that's the thing though, because we're such a gratification society. We want everything right now, right then. So microwave that you forget that you're going to have to go through the storm sometimes in order to make it. I know, I'm going to be honest. There were times I definitely was like, I know I'm not going to make it. You just start thinking on like this is like God, you have a really big sense of humor and you must think I'm a lot stronger than what I do. But then you make it and you're like so thankful, but you forget to keep that mindset as you're going through
everything. That mindset and keep that mindset that you already made it through that shit.
Yeah.
You made it through that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't forget that you made it through. And so what does that say about you? You can do hard things. A rawism. That's a rawism. Because you can do hard things. You don't have to like it.
Right.
You can do hard things.
But we act like we can't. So,
Yeah. And we don't complain all the way through. And that's okay.
Yeah.
You can. You can complain. You could cry all the way through it. But you can do it. Because you can do hard things.
Yeah. What is a hard thing that you are doing right now?
Oh, girl. Oh, wow. I am trusting. So I chose a rawism for this year. And it's the one that we discussed at the conference. Use what you got to get what you want. Right?
Yes.
I am trusting my skills in hospitality. I'm going back into hospitality for a while to take a contract to open a restaurant in West Hollywood, California. And I'm doing that because I need investment. I need a big chunk of change to do my next project. I want to build the Art of Sacred Selfishness retreat. And I need to use what I got to get what I want. I got these skills. I have a friend who wants to open this restaurant. He don't know nothing about opening no restaurant. I do. If I'm going to help you do this, you help me do this, everybody wins. And I done use what I got to get what I want.
I love it.
That shit is scary as hell though, girl. Let me tell you. I've not done this specific type of work since maybe 2008. But I know I could do it. I did it then.
Yeah.
So it is scary. It is scary. I'm about to uproot my life and go to California, West Hollywood, baby. I'm a country girl. You hear me? And it is very scary. But also, I have everything I need.
Mm.
And it's my life. And if it turn out, if it blows up in my face, guess what? Something else gonna happen. I mean,
yeah,
we're gonna do something else.
I love that. I'm sending you so much good energy. I'm truly believing that is going to work out.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazing. And I love how you're using that to get what you want for your next project.
Yes.
Because I respect it. The hustle is real. Folks act like money grows on trees. The money does not grow on trees for all these projects and events.
And capital needs are real.
Yes, God.
And also capacity, because I don't have time to be writing 1,700 grants. I ain't got time to be applying for 17 grants for $10,000. No, baby, I need money.
Right.
You know, I'm sowing big things. I'm sowing big things. So that's not the avenue for me. It might be for someone else because, you know, it's their life.
Yeah.
But it's not my life.
I respect it. Get your hustle, mama. Use what you got. Get what you want. I ain't even mad at it. Not mad. I
trust my skills, baby. I know I'm good at this.
Boom. There you go.
Nah.
Yeah, no, I love that. Because you got to know who you are in order to go forward. So I appreciate it. Mm-hmm. I have just like a few more questions to wrap up with you, because I always like to kind of ask random stuff. We talked about quite a bit today. One, obviously, with everything that you have going on, and especially now that you're about to take this risk, I know you have your quote for the year. Do you have a word of the year?
I don't think that I have a word of the year.
That's okay. Because, I mean, you have used what you got to get what you want. That's your thing.
That's what's been happening. Like, that's the crux of it. And everybody wins. That's been very prevalent this year. Everybody wins.
Yes.
Creating situations in everyday life. Because we're not here by ourselves on purpose.
No, we're not. And I do think that we probably need to do more of that. And I remember that from the event because, more collaboration together, it's mutually beneficial for each other. I love that. I love that. Okay. So then another question is, what song gets you hyped right now? Because, I mean, you out here slaying dragons, about to build restaurants you haven't done. What song kind of keeps you motivated to like stay in the hunt?
That is funny that you say that. Because on Tuesday, on the way to New Orleans for this open mic, a friend of mine put on this Victoria Monet album. It's not a song. Mm-hmm. This album really speaks to my life right now.
Ooh,
it opens up with a song talking about smoke. I love smoking. I do herbal blends, etc., etc. And it goes on to talk about how it's a part. I pulled up the track list.
Okay.
Then you go to Party Girls, and it's like, don't forget about the people that make you feel good in your life.
Amen.
Yes, heard. And then this All Right song is about how you might think shit is going crazy, but it's all right. And I got a lot of turbulence right now. And the next song is called Cadillac, a pimp's anthem. And it's just about riding through that thing smooth like a Cadillac. And I'm still going through these bumps, but them shocks is good on the Cadillac.
Amen.
Okay. And then it goes on to On My Mama. Now, that's the thing.
That's the thing. Everybody has that one. Yes, totally.
Mm-hmm. And these last two songs, this one, Hollywood. I was like, wait now.
Right.
I had just made up my mind that I was going to take this contract in Hollywood the day before I heard that song. God talks to me.
Amen.
And then it said goodbye. The last one is goodbye. And it says, the last phrasing of the song says, if this is going to be goodbye, let's make it a goodbye.
Yes.
Wrap this thing on up in a bow, Brandis, because it's time to go.
Yeah.
That's the song. That's
I love
the
it.
Songs.
Yeah, and that album. Right.
I thank Victoria Monet for this Jaguar 2 album. I thank you, Victoria. If you ever hear this, baby, I love you so. Thank you.
Yes. Oh my God. That sounds just like the soundtrack of your life right now.
Right.
I love that. Yeah. I always like to ask people that question because music is the soundtrack of your life, whether you believe it or not. It really is.
And it's funny because the album is Jaguar 2. And I went to Southern. People call me Auntie J.
Look at you. See?
It was for me.
Yeah.
Because everything in my life is about me.
And there is nothing wrong with that. Like, everybody acts like there's something wrong if we put ourselves first, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Selfishness is your sacred responsibility. That's all you got. You have to live your life. That's what you offer to God.
Absolutely. I love it. So then my final 2 questions. First, what is one thing that you would want someone to know about you that you have not already said in this interview?
Okay. That I love people. Yes. I love people. Mm-hmm. And also, I don't really like people.
And that's okay.
That's important to know, because I'm kind, but I'm not necessarily nice.
That's fair.
Like, it only comes up when somebody has bumped up against one of my boundaries. Otherwise, it don't matter.
Yeah. And see, I'm going to push back. I don't necessarily think that means that you're not nice. I just think that means that, like you said, they pushed against one of your boundaries, and that's a hard stop for you. So no.
I'm kind. I'm kind. I'm not nice. I'll challenge you back on that, because nice in our society implies that you're a pushover.
Absolutely.
And I ain't none of that. Never time, nowhere. Don't want to be.
I get that. I totally get all of that energy. I think I have been classified as nice. I'm a very nice person to an extent as well. We all have limits.
You can tell me I'll be polite, but I'm not nice. I'm polite.
That's fine.
I'm kind. I ain't nice.
Oof. Well, I like that you are polite, and I do find you very kind.
Yes.
Yes. We're going to leave nice on the show.
And loving.
Okay.
Ooh, and loving. Because I'm going to love you and still cuss you out. Ooh, I'm going to love you.
Yes, I truly believe that. And yes, I do. Because y'all, like, the first time we met, we hugged and stuff like that. Like, we bonded. Like, you have such loving energy. But I truly do believe that you would cuss me out if you felt like, girl, you about to go off the cliff.
Yes.
That shit up.
Yeah, let me snatch you right quick.
Thank you. And I would be cool with that, because that's the kind of friendships, those are the kind of connections that we need in life. We need people who can keep it real true. Instead of letting it go. Yeah.
It's true. Everybody can stand to be more raw, baby.
Absolutely. 185%. 185%. Totally. So then my final question for you, ma'am, before I let you go to your next event, where can we find you? How can we support you? And guys, don't worry, I'm going to put all of this in the show notes. Okay. Or is there anything that you want our support on right now? Because you're part of the family.
Okay. Well, I am at BMO Raw on all socials. BMO Raw on Instagram, Facebook. I'm not really on Twitter, but everywhere you look, that's where I am. And I would like support right now by buying my book. Buy my book, The Grand Celebration. It's a short story about how your life is the biggest occasion you will ever have. It's a story. I am a storyteller. And it imagines that you've invited me to the party of your life, and we taking a walkthrough. So I would like for people to buy that book, and not just for themselves. I want it to be like the 4 Agreements, a book that you give away, because that's a book that I buy by the 5 and 10 and give them away.
Same. Mm-hmm.
Right? I want you to be able to. I want people to spread this good word, because everybody deserves to know that it's their life, and I don't want to talk to a billion people, but I want a billion people to know that message from me. So I need your help. Help me spread that word. Buy that book. Follow me on socials. I am doing readings again.
Nice.
So the rawisms, I treat them like the medicine. So This is the medicine woman. You call me, you tell me what's going on. I'll go in my bag of tricks and say, hey, this is the rawism for that. Let us discuss and see how you might apply it to your life, remembering that it is your life. Yeah. So that is available at my website, bmoraw.com.
Awesome.
So B, just the letter, not BE. B-M-O-R-A-W. B-Mo Raw.
No.
That's what I said.
Yes, ma'am. And you don't have to worry. Like I said, I'm going to make sure I put everything in the show notes for everyone. But I want to thank you for sitting down with me. Like, I love your energy, and just taking from you today is just, it fills my cup.
Yes.
Because I love how your spirit is just so authentic, so real, authentic, and willful. It inspires me to be.
I see what you did there.
And I hope that all of us get a chance to be more real, authentic, and willful, because we need it.
You do. You need it, and you deserve it. You deserve to live your life.
Amen.
You do.
So
I love you, and I appreciate you so much for inviting me.
Oh, my pleasure.
I've had such a good time. I have been looking forward to this so much, and I want to do it again.
Yeah, let's collaborate some more. I promise, bring you back, because I think that we have more conversations to have. Because again, it's just trying. I
want to dig more into our resilience. Let's say that. I would like to have a conversation with you about resilience.
Okay, let's talk about that. I'm so serious, because yes, God, it's getting tough out here to get resilient, huh? We need to have the resilience in the gray hair right now, is what I said to somebody yesterday. Because nothing's more unrelenting than a gray hair.
That's true. I got plenty of them. They popping up everywhere.
Yes.
I'm North and South.
I'm telling you. So yes, we will definitely have more conversations. So guys, I will have Brandis back, and I want to thank you guys for listening. I want to thank you again for giving me this time, and I really appreciate you. I'll make sure I have all of Brandis's information in the show notes, so that way you guys can follow, like, share, subscribe, and purchase the book, The Grand Celebration, because I do think it is something that you would probably want to read. I'm thinking either monthly or quarterly, depending on where you are in your journey, to try to get your cup full, because it's a really great short read. And so I'm definitely going to make sure I share that with everyone as well. And I will be back next week with a new episode, but please take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll talk again soon. Bye.